Golf legend praised Clark's maturity and poise, noting how she represents a new era for women's sports. She's not just a basketball player, she's a movement. Watching her connect with fans today was inspiring, Sorenstam said. But not every reaction was purely positive. While Yin acknowledged the excitement, she expressed frustration that the LPGA hasn't done enough to capitalize on moments like this. "We need to do more." Caitlin brought the crowds, but what's next? Little did anyone know this self-proclaimed underdog was about to take the event by storm. Even seasoned golfers in the gallery were impressed. One spectator was overheard saying, "She's got the focus of a pro. You'd never know she's a basketball player first." Caitlin Clark is doing the same for women's basketball. Her flashy style of play, deep three-pointers, and fiery competitiveness have drawn unprecedented attention to the WNBA. WNBA CMO Phil Cook even stated, "Clark is poised to influence the WNBA in ways similar to how Tiger changed golf." Both athletes are disruptors, unafraid to challenge the status quo and redefine what's possible in their respective sports. Caitlin Clark shocks the golf world by beating LPGA stars at Annika Pro-Am. Most people think basketball stars like Caitlin Clark dominate only on the court, leaving other sports to the professionals. But what if I told you that belief is completely wrong? Caitlin Clark just stepped onto the golf course and didn't just hold her own. She beat some of the best in the game. And if you think this was just beginner's luck, wait until you hear how she did it and why it's changing everything we know about crossover athletes. After the round, Nelly Korda couldn't hold back her admiration. She played incredibly well today. For someone who claims to be an average golfer, she certainly showed us all what she's capable of. Even Annika Sorenstam, a legend in her own right, was impressed. She's a natural competitor. You can see it in how she approaches every shot. It's exciting to see an athlete like her bring this level of energy to the sport. It started like any other Wednesday Pro-Am, a typically subdued day with small groups of fans scattered across the course. But as Caitlin Clark stepped onto the green at Pelican Golf Club, everything changed. Fans of all ages, some even skipping school, flooded the course to see her play. Many wore her basketball jerseys, waved handmade signs, and lined up for autographs. The atmosphere was electric, with one attendee describing it as the loudest I've ever heard a golf event. Caitlin brought something special to this event, but it wasn't just the fans who felt the impact. The players did too. Clark's influence wasn't limited to the crowd. Her presence sparked reactions from some of the LPGA's biggest names. Paired with Clark for the event, Korda was amazed at the turnout. To see the influence that she has on people, it was incredible, she said. "This isn't just about golf, it's about women's sports as a whole. Caitlin is showing us what's possible." As the day unfolded, Clark's consistency on the course became impossible to ignore. Despite a rocky start, where she hilariously admitted nearly hitting fans with her first tee shot, she quickly found her rhythm. Her drives were steady, her short game was on point, and her ability to handle pressure was unmatched. By the end of the round, Clark's score wasn't just competitive, it placed her ahead of several LPGA veterans, including players with major championship wins. The underdog narrative had flipped. Caitlin Clark's appearance at the Pro-Am wasn't just a one-off event, it was a statement. It highlighted the growing demand for visibility in women's sports and proved that a single athlete can ignite a movement. As LPGA Commissioner Saman said, "This is the future of women's sports. Collaboration, crossover, and a united push for greater recognition." Caitlin Clark's historic impact on the LPGA has sparked a conversation that's far from over. Will her influence lead to lasting change for women's golf and beyond? Or will this moment fade into memory without the action it deserves? One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark has already changed the game, and her story is only just beginning. Stay tuned, because the ripple effects of this moment might just reshape women's sports forever. Caitlin Clark just stepped onto the golf course and didn't just hold her own. She beat some of the best in the game. And if you think this was just beginner's luck, wait until you hear how she did it and why it's changing everything we know about crossover athletes. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to the spotlight. From breaking scoring records in the WNBA to redefining what it means to be a rookie phenom, she's become a household name in sports. But no one expected her to take her competitive spirit to the golf course. Most people believe Caitlin Clark's rise as a basketball star is her ultimate legacy. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? What if the real controversy isn't her dominance on the court, but her decision to challenge one of the most untouchable figures in sports history, Tiger Woods? And here's the kicker. She didn't just challenge him, she replaced him with Rory McIlroy as her golf idol. Stick around because this bold move has the sports world in an uproar. And the reasons behind it might just change how you see Caitlin Clark forever. After all, Clark was known for her record-breaking performances in the WNBA, not for her skills on the green. But Tiger's words lingered, especially for those who've seen Caitlin play golf firsthand. Both athletes are disruptors, unafraid to challenge the status quo and redefine what's possible in their respective sports. When Caitlin Clark participated in the Annika Pro-Am event earlier this year, she wasn't just a celebrity guest. She held her own against some of the biggest names in golf, including Nelly Korda and Annika Sorenstam. Clark's long drives were powerful, her short game showed finesse, and her competitive instincts were on full display. Fans were blown away, not just because a basketball player was excelling in golf, but because she genuinely looked like she belonged there. Woods, reflecting on her performance, pointed out, "Golf is all about focus and mental toughness. Caitlin has both in abundance. Let's just say her career may never be the same after this." It all began at a post-round press conference during the LPGA's prestigious Annika Pro-Am event. Caitlin Clark, fresh off an impressive round of golf that left fans buzzing, was asked a seemingly innocent question. "Who inspires you most in the world of golf?" The room held its breath, expecting the basketball phenom to draw comparisons to Tiger Woods, a fellow game-changer whose dominance transcended his sport. Instead, Clark's answer took everyone by surprise. "While I respect Tiger and everything he's done for golf," she began, "I've always connected more with Rory McIlroy. Will her influence lead to lasting change for women's golf and beyond? Or will this moment fade into memory without the action it deserves?" One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark has already changed the game, and her story is only just beginning. Stay tuned, because the ripple effects of this moment might just reshape women's sports forever. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's rising star, and a name synonymous with breaking records, just made headlines for all the wrong reasons. In a move that has sports fans across the globe stunned, Clark publicly snubbed Tiger Woods, yes, the Tiger Woods, as her golf idol, choosing instead to praise Rory McIlroy. The backlash? Immediate. The controversy? Explosive. And the implications? Let's just say her career may never be the same after this. It all began at a post-round press conference during the LPGA's prestigious Annika Pro-Am event. Instead, Clark's answer took everyone by surprise. "While I respect Tiger and everything he's done for golf," she began, "I've always connected more with Rory McIlroy. His style, his grace on the course, and his approach to the game resonate more with me personally." The statement was polite, even measured, but the fallout was anything but. Within minutes, the internet was ablaze with reactions, and the phrase "Clark snubs Tiger" became the top trending hashtag on Twitter. Tiger Woods' fan base, known for its loyalty and passion, didn't hold back. Social media erupted with criticism, with some fans accusing Clark of disrespecting Woods' legacy. How can you ignore the man who...
Thanks for coming our way. It just elevates this event in so many ways, and what Caitlin has done, not just in on the court, but just in general for women and girls in sport, and such an inspiration and motivation. So, I really look forward to seeing your game tomorrow.
If you're a basketball player, but just a recreational golfer, like Caitlin is, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespects the LPGA golfers by thinking she can go into this tournament and do anything.
I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA, because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
Caitlin Clark shocks the golf world by beating LPGA stars at Annika Pro-Am. Caitlin's presence is inspiring for women's golf. She's showing that it's possible to excel in multiple arenas, and that's a message we need more of in sports today. Will Caitlin Clark follow in Tiger's footsteps and change the landscape of golf while dominating basketball? Or is this just a glimpse of her potential, waiting to be fully unleashed? Tiger Woods saw something in Caitlin Clark that no one else did. A spark, a fire, a rare kind of greatness. And now the world is starting to see it too. But the question remains, can she truly live up to Tiger's vision and become the next great crossover athlete? With every basket she scores and every putt she sinks, Caitlin Clark inches closer to proving that Tiger Woods wasn't just right, he was prophetic. Stay tuned, because Caitlin Clark's story is only getting started. On the flip side, McIlroy's supporters and Clark's loyal fans rushed to her defense. They applauded her for speaking her truth, asserting that her preferences reflect her individuality as an athlete. She's not obligated to idolize Tiger just because he's the most famous. One supporter wrote, Caitlin Clark is carving her own path. Let her choose who inspires her. As the controversy spread, sports analysts weighed in. Some saw Clark's comments as a bold declaration of independence, an athlete unafraid to challenge the status quo. Others, however, questioned whether the move could alienate a significant portion of her fan base. This is the risk of being honest in today's sports landscape. One commentator noted, fans expect athletes to toe the line, and when they don't, it can create a PR nightmare. The incident has thrust Caitlin Clark into an unfamiliar position, the center of a sports loyalty debate. But this isn't just about one comment. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to the spotlight. From breaking scoring records in the WNBA to redefining what it means to be a rookie phenom, she's become a household name in sports. But no one expected her to take her competitive spirit to the golf course. The stage was set at the prestigious Annika Pro-Am at Pelican Golf Club. Clark was invited to play alongside LPGA icons like world #1 Nelly Korda and Hall of Famer Annika Sorenstam. Fans flocked to the event, with ticket sales skyrocketing 12-fold compared to the previous year. Clark's participation wasn't just a headline, it was a phenomenon. Initially, Clark played down her abilities, jokingly referring to herself as just an average golfer. But behind the humor, there was a glimmer of her trademark confidence. Little did anyone know this self-proclaimed underdog was about to take the event by storm. Even seasoned golfers in the gallery were impressed.